Kia ora, Lara here. I'm going to share with you a layout I'm creating using the Sun cut file by Confessions of a Paper Addict. Now you can find this cut file on the Etsy store and look for Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files on there. And it's a download that you can download in a few different forms, so whichever cutting platform you've got, there'll be something that works for you. So I've gone through my paper collection and I have chosen some sort of yellow sunshiny colours. Over here in New Zealand at the moment it is summer, and as a teacher I am on our term break, so the New Zealand school year goes from February till late December. And so at the moment I've just got another week or so left before I have to be back to school to get prep and stuff done, which means we've been able to go on lots of adventures and things, and I'm going to document one of those adventures we went to today. And it was St Athens. It was a lovely sunny day. It was we'd just done part of the rail trail, a sort of a loop, sort of 24k-ish around on our bikes, and yeah, so just documenting that. So I went through after using liquid glass to stick down the cut file onto different pieces of pattern paper and picture my lifeguards, and now I am sort of working out where that's going to fit. I'm using a Candid Moments piece of paper from close to my heart. In the background there, I just loved the golden colours going into the blues of that background paper, and I'm just sort of working out positions and where that's going to sit. And I decided that my photo, the one that was sort of in portrait orientation, I was going to do it square, so it was the same height as the others to sit neatly along the bottom there. So I'm just going to trim off the zip strip, but I do like the zip strip, and I'm just going to add it back onto the bottom where the yellow is. So sticking that down and just sort of placing that carefully along that line and using my fingers to trail to make sure it's in the right spot. So I'm going to use some Gilt Dina Wakley acrylic gloss spray here. Just love this gold colour. It's probably my favourite of these sprays at the moment, and I've just taken the lid off, or taken the spray nozzle out, and I'm just using the bottom of it to drip onto the page. So I'm going to put that aside and let that dry while I work on backing my photos. So I'm just sticking these down onto some white daisy cardstock, and then because I couldn't quite find my scissors, I'm going to actually use a trimmer this time to trim around them. I think over Christmas, New Year's, my scissors have been used for gift wrapping, probably used in the kitchen and all sorts of things, so I'll have to do a bit of a roundup and find out where they've gone, the ones I normally use for this job. But the trimmer does a nice job too. It's just very straight and a little bit bigger pulling it out to use it. So I'm just using the smaller trimmer here to make sure that the borders around each of the photos are even, and to separate these two. It's just a little bit easier getting in there with the smaller trimmer than it is using the full length trimmer for some of these littler pieces. So make sure that's the way I'm happy with it, taking the bits out of the way. Now the background's nice and dry. The other beauty of these acrylic sprays is that they do dry really quickly, so that they're nice for them working on. So sometimes I would use foam tape to stick down the cut file, but for this one I've decided just to keep it nice and flat, because I want those photos sitting on there too, and I'm actually going to put some foam tape in behind the photos just so that they sit evenly on that cut file. So I'm looking through some of the sticker collections, and I found an older one that I thought would fit nicely here, Hello Summer, and the day really felt like that when we were down on the sort of the shores of St Athens, feet in the water. There was a younger child swimming out in the water, and his dad was sitting on the edge watching him. It just had a really nice summer feel, and people were wandering around it, and yeah, it was just a hello sunshine, hello summer kind of day. So there was also a nice wee sun on there, so I'm just going to stick that down as well. So I found a piece of Mixin, I think this was November, December last year, and it had a really nice warm orangey tone, which I felt fitted nicely with that sort of summery feel, and it separated it a wee bit from the yellows that I'd used in the sunshine. So I'm just using my little scissors here. You can see how much I don't love using a trimmer for backing photos. The little scissors are fine, it's just easier using the bigger ones that are missing. So now I've sort of backed each of those, so now it's a case of attaching them to that background and making sure they're sort of where I want them. So I decided to keep that one in the middle fairly central, and then I was going to tuck the other two around it. And because I put this one on an angle, I had to be careful with the type of angle I chose for this next one, and you'll see that I put it down but then I take it back up again. Luckily I hadn't pressed it down too hard, so it was able to be moved around. It just didn't sit quite right, or have the right symmetry or something when I looked at it. So getting that positioned the way I like it, and then looking at what else I could add to this page. So I'm just adding a wee note there about being at St Bathans, end of a nice adventure, a bit of a drive, and enjoying summer with my husband. We were away, it was sort of an early wedding anniversary weekend, although it was the middle of the week. It was just a couple of days away, which was quite lovely. So I'm sort of feeling it needs a little bit of sparkle on here, and I look again at the stickers, pull out some sequins, but end up using some gold glitter gems at different places around it after I added these cute little hearts that I found on the sticker sheet as well. So looking at the sequins and then deciding, nope, I'm going to use some of these little gold dots. They're just easier to place down. There's something about the simplicity of them because they're self-adhesive, whereas if I was using the sequins, I have to sort of think about what I'm going to back them with and where I'm going to put them. And I didn't need the wideness of the sequins on this one. So just popping both the bigger and the smaller glitter gems in different places around, trying to sort of group them a wee bit. So that is the Sun cut file, Brave Confessions of a Paper Addict, and hello sunshine. Thanks for watching.